Index and indexing. That is the topic we would like to start from today onwards. You have seen indexes in different types of documents on the last chapter. And you have also visualized what is the function of an index. What does it do? You have seen indexes, most common indexes in the book. Everybody has read a book?
Yes, sir.
Everybody has seen that there are a few type of indexes at the back of the book, which are generally called as back of the book indexes. The name is given just like that, back of the book indexes. How many types of indexes have you seen? What are those? What are those? First is?
Author index.
First is
Author index. Title index, subject index.
author index. And
Title index. Subject.
subject index. Title as a whole is not given.
The keyword index.
There are keywords. Keyword index. Sometimes both of them are the same because keywords also denote the subject of the. Okay. When you consult a book, suppose this is a book and there is an author or subject index. It means you know the name of the author and you know or you know the subject which you want to look for. You know the keyword which you want to look for. Is it so? For example, if the name of the author is, suppose, Delberg, so you know Delberg, but you want to know where Delberg name has appeared within the book. Is it so?
Yes, sir.
If you know the name of Ranganathan, you want to know how many times Ranganathan has been named or referred to within this book. Is it so? That is why you find that on one hand you have name or you have the key term denoting the subject. You either know the name, like Delper, Ranganathan, Garfield, or you know the term, subject term, which you look for. For example, in a book of classification, you want to know where Apupa pattern, Apupa has been mentioned, has been referred. So you look at A for Apupa. Is it? And the index will give you what? The page number or page numbers where this name or a particular term has been mentioned. Alright? So if you are looking for Dalberg and the name of Dalberg has appeared, suppose on page 10, on 51, on 125, and maybe 301. Okay. So from here, you go to page 10 in order to know whether this is the reference you were looking for, Dahlberg, or whether the reference of Dahlberg given on page number 51 is relevant to you. Right? Dahlberg might have been mentioned in the whole book a number of times. But at the moment of searching, you want to establish that in which context you want Dahlberg, who has been quoted in the book. You establish the context. How do you establish the context? Maybe you first of all go for 10. No, this is not the context you are looking for. Dahlberg is there. 51. No, this is not the one. Maybe you will find at page number 125 the reference in which you want to see what is the contribution, how Dahlberg has been quoted. Is it so? So, if this is a author's name, then this whole work is being done by author index. And if it is a key term or subject term appearing in different pages, maybe 12, maybe 65, maybe 71, maybe 102, maybe and so on. This becomes the subject index or keyword index. It helps or not? This type of experience you have done already. Right? Now, two things are there. What? One is that any index, whether it is an author index or keyword index, and maybe other type of indexes which I am going to tell you, they are organized series of information. If there are names, the surname of the authors are arranged in alphabetical order. That is why you are able to search them easily like a dictionary. What they are? They are organized list of names. They are not disorganized. If they are disorganized, you are not going to be helped. But it is an organized list. Author index, organized list. Similarly, subject index. This is also organized list. Somebody might have picked up the keywords from the whole book. Okay. And then has arranged systematically, maybe in single alphabetical order, maybe in some other order, broadly in one group and within a group, then again grouping. There are many different ways of arrangement. So one thing is certain. What is certain? That index consists of what? An organized list. List of, if it is an author index, the names of the author. If it is subject index, the subject terms denoting the subject or keywords. So in any index, you have two parts. One part on this side, another part on this side. In this part, you either have author's name or any other access point. Any other access, this is your access point. Name of the author is your access point. Keyword is your access point. Okay. So, This is an organized list. On one side. The organized list may consist of the names of the authors, or it may consist of keywords, it may consist of the subject terms, right? And on the other side, you have location, where this is located. Where? In the book which you are consulting. So here you simply have location, and here you have an organized list of access points. They are different. Access points are different. Okay? And therefore, you call them as descriptor. Call them as descriptor. Descriptor and location. On one side, organized list of access points. Access points could be the author's name, keywords, subject terms, or something else also which I am going to tell you. On the other side, you have parallel to each descriptor the location. The location may also be of different type, that I am also going to tell you. But in a back of the book index, the location is certainly the page number. Where? In the back of the book index. Alright? So two things are becoming very clear. What? First is, what is the structure of the index? The structure is that index consists of two parts. One part is descriptor, which provides the access point, and another part is the location, which provides the precise location of the reference you are looking for. Right? Second thing is that any index refers from a known item. This was known to you, but where it was located was not known to you. So it takes you from a known item to an unknown location. It takes you from a known access point to the unknown location where that information is located. So how much do you know now about an index? कितनी बातें आपको इंडेक्स से पता चली, कितने डिस्कशन से, कोई बताएगा?
Yes.
जी बताइए.
Sir, index is an organizing series or list of words. It may be an author index, it may be a subject index, it may be a keyword index.
काफी है. Organized series of information.
Yes, sir. Or list of.
एक बात है. Second.
Index consists two parts.
और कोई बताए? Second.
Index consists two parts. One is descriptor and another is location. Descriptor is
Just. He said that index is a organized series, consists of organized series of information. True. Index consists of two parts. One is descriptor and another is location. Anybody else is going to tell me the third point, which could be?
So index is a tool which will retrieve the particular information from the whole collection.
Index is a tool which refers a user from a known item to the unknown place where it is located. Okay? So this is a tool. This is a searching tool. Alright? Now you look at the definition of index. That the term index was derived from a Latin word which is called indicator, which means to or to point out. I did not start from the definition. But look at it whether it indicates something or not. Okay. So this indicates where a particular piece of information is located while you are referring to a particular tool. Is that okay? Now I told you that basically documents may be classified into primary, secondary and tertiary documents. I told you on the last one or not? Huh? Primary source of information. When they are referred, collected together, the sources are called secondary sources of information. I showed you the indexing journal, library literature I showed you, library information science abstract I showed you. What they are? They are secondary sources. When you approach primary source, you don't approach directly, but you approach through secondary source. Similarly, you have tertiary sources also. So indexes are the integral parts of all these sources. Primary sources, secondary sources, and tertiary sources. Right? And they can take many different forms, but basically there are a few types that I am going to tell you. One is that the types of indexes. Types of indexes. In these types, you will see, first of all, author index. Author is a broad term. You must have read in your cataloging practice. How many types of authors are there? You have personal author, you have corporate author. If there are more than one authors, you have joint author. Editor is also put into the same category. Compiler is also put into the same category. There, from your knowledge of cataloging practice, you can group a number of types of contributors who can be put in the category of authors. Painter, composer, there are many categories. So, from your knowledge of cataloging practice, you may identify different categories of authors. And they can all have author indexes. They can be put as authors. Is it right?
Yes.
Okay. Then we have subject index. We have subject index. You know, in cataloging about the subject approach, right? A document is approached by author, by subject, or by title of the document. That is the basic philosophy of cataloging. Author has different categories, as I have told you just now. So also the subject. Subject of the document is represented in many different ways. How many ways do you know? How many ways do you know in which the subject of the document is represented? Yes? नहीं कैटलॉगिंग प्रैक्टिस करते हैं
Sir, sometimes subject is clear from the title, by the title, sometimes.
Sir, seriousness?
एक बात है what you assign subject heading
From seriousness.
by the help of any standard list of subject headings.
Yes, sir.
Like sales list, there are many others. So that is one category. You have assigned subject heading. Right? What else? What else?
Chain.
Chain index. Chain index. What happens in the chain index?
We drive subject.
Drive subject from the class number. It means subject is confined where? कहाँ पर confined is subject? Class number. So it means another category is that subject is represented by the class number. Any other? Any other? No. Just now we have discussed the keywords. Keywords also represent the subject of the document. Subject of the document can be represented by the subject heading assigned by the standard list of subject heading or thesaurus. Or the subject of the document is represented in the class number. That is what precisely you do in your classification practice. करते नहीं करते आप? In cataloging, you represent subject into the subject heading, standard subject heading assigned by a particular tool. In classification, you represent subject by using a scheme of classification, and the subject is represented by the class number which you assign. Do you understand? So, the subject index may take many different forms. Either it may be a subject heading, or it may be a keyword. So it may be a subject index, or it may be a keyword index. Then I have got two tools which you will see, if not, you will have to see. These tools are chemical abstracts and biological abstracts. Okay? Chemical abstracts, biological abstracts. When you will go back, go to the computer lab and try to note down a few lines about the chemical abstracts and about the biological abstracts. Right? How they started, what they contain, whether their print form is still available or not. When it stopped printing, available only online, and by what name? On the next turn, I will ask every one of you, whether you have seen or not, what details have you noted? बात समझ में आ रही है आपके? क्या? These two things are very, very important. Chemical abstracts and biological abstracts. In chemical abstracts, as you can see, that it must be dealing with the literature on different branches of chemistry. Chemistry has developed as a very vast discipline. Alright? The chemical abstracts, when it used to come in print form, the volume used to be thicker than your DV. One volume of Melville DV, this DV decimal classification. You understand? Now, searching for information in that print format is very, very difficult. More the information, getting a precise information from the whole lot is very, very difficult. Therefore, there are a number of types of indexes. What are those types of indexes? The types of indexes you will see chemical substance names. You can note down. First is author index, just like any other. Second is subject index, which has got two parts: general subject index, chemical substance index. Then they have index of ring systems. What is there in CA, chemical abstract? We of course have author index. We have subject index, which was later on split into general subject index and chemical substance index. Then we have ring system index. Chemistry पढ़ी है किसी ने? हाँ? Have you read organic chemistry? नहीं? Chemistry नहीं पढ़ी? कहाँ तक पढ़ी chemistry? किसी ने? जी? 12th तक तो बहुत होती है chemistry. आपने organic chemistry में you must have read, molecules of sugar and fatty acids. They are very, very large. Sugar ka, you know the chemical formula C6H12O6. It means what? It means you have 6 carbon.
12 hydrogen.
Okay. So you have right, and then the formula will be like this. Then the carbon compound might have rings. So those who are experts, subject specialists, they know whether they are looking for substances which consist of 2 rings, substances which consist of 3, 4, 5. So in chemical abstract, there is an index which provides different type of information depending upon the number of rings in the compound subject. Okay. So that is also the subject. This is also the subject. So subject index is not just in form of a heading. Okay. Subject may be in form of a chemical formula as it is given in chemical abstracts in form of ring index. Okay. Then there is formula index also. Chemical formula index. They have given certain examples also. Chemical substance index. They have given the example chemical substance index. You say this is a particular chemical substance and how they are, this is called carbapenem. You would look in the keyword index under the name carbapenem, and then chemical substance is given by the name. How it is pronounced by the name, it is given here. This chemical substance index. बात समझ रहे? So don't just think that keyword index is the only subject index or subject heading index is the only subject index. There are many different types of indexes. And in the same, we have another like this was formula index. We have patent index. Patent. You know patent?
Yes, sir.
Patent. क्या होता है patent?
The patent is an agreement between inventor and the government.
Yeah. Patent is an agreement between the inventor and the government. So there may be many different patents in every subject. Okay? And somebody might be looking for a particular patent. So patents are identified by the patent numbers. So they arrange patent according to the patent number and the details is given. Is it right? So there are many different types of subject indexes. We have another source biological abstracts, BA. Here also we have author index. That is not an issue. We also have organism index. Organism index. Okay. And we have subject index also. As they call it. Author index is there, organism index, subject index. We've given an example also. Author index is not a problem. Organism index in biological abstract. There is taxonomy of different levels. Those who have read biology, they know. Biology or zoology, means botany and zoology, they have taxonomic names. They are categorized in the same way. Phylum, genus, species, before that family. And the plants and animals are categorized according to those taxonomic nomenclature. Is it right? So, there is an organism index where in biological abstract. For example, if somebody is looking for a name given is Meridae, that is a part of mammalia in vertebrata. The whole, animals have been divided into vertebrate and non-vertebrate. So, first division is vertebrate, non-vertebrate. Vertebrates are further divided. Okay, mammalia, and there is another category. I don't remember that. And then we have different genus and species, etc. So, if somebody is looking for a particular item according to the taxonomic nomenclature, then this organism index is going to help. Example is given here, organism index. Is it okay? Then the third type of index in biological abstract is also subject index. They have indexing terms. Taken indexing terms which denote the subject of the document. So those subject-laden terms will be organized to develop a subject index. The examples are given here in the subject index. You can see on the net also, right? छोटा है थोड़ा सा. This is neuronal process extension, and then they have given the number, reference number, which deals with that. बस है ना, जैसे कि आपकी किताब के अंदर है कि पूरी किताब, उसके बाद इंडेक्सेस, ऐसे ही बायोलॉजिकल एब्स्ट्रैक्ट के अंदर क्या है, सारे रेफरेंसेस, फिर उसके बाद इंडेक्सेस. तो ये इंडेक्स या कोई भी इंडेक्स रेफरेंस किसको देगा? मेन पार्ट को, by way of giving reference number. Is it all right? So we have author index and we have subject index. Subject index take many different forms. What are those forms? I have told you that not only keyword index, not only subject heading, but we have some other types of indexes, more particularly link system index, formula index, weight index, organism index, subject index of biological abstract. That is almost the same of any other type of subject. The only thing is that it is particularly devoted to the biological sciences. Okay? Then the indexes are also classified as on the basis of internal structure. Internal structure means the arrangement of entries. If the entries in the index are arranged in alphabetical order, this is called alphabetical index. And if the entries have been classified, instead of words you have the class numbers. So they are, when the index is found in classified order, this is called classified index. रंगनाथन ने कौन सा कोड बनाया था कैटलॉगिंग का? क्या कहलाता है? क्लासिफाइड कैटलॉग कोड या कैटलॉगिंग कोड? श्योर। कितने पार्ट्स होते हैं उसके? 6। रंगनाथन्स क्लासिफाइड कैटलॉग consists of how many parts? 2 parts. Classified and alphabetical. You get me? क्या होता है classified part में? जो heading जो है, that is the class number.
Leading section.
Leading section. Heading is the class number. So naturally you arrange them according to class number. Then the whole index is called classified index. And the other part which you derive by the help of chain indexing, what they are called, what are those entries? CI, class index entries. And there are some reference entries, cross reference index entries. CRIE, cross reference index entries. So the heading starts from a word. So when they are arranged, all of them, they will give an alphabetical index. So the index can also be classified, can be named according to the arrangement of entries. If it has got alphabetical order, it is called alphabetical index. If it has got classified order, it is called as classified index. So that is another thing. And one more classification of index is, shall I write here? Is specific index and relative index. Do you have any idea what is a specific index or what is relative index? You know both of them. I am quite sure.
Sir, relative index is an example of in Melvin David classification. Fourth volume is given relative index.
Yes. The example is there, but what is relative index?
Sir, relative.
Why it is called relative index?
It is related to that particular scheme of classification.
No.
Three volume. Description of that index of that 3 volume.
Relative index because it is an index of the other volumes of DV. That is why it is called relative. It is not related. It is relative index. No. Have you seen the structure of relative index? आपने उसको खोल के देखा है? क्या है खास बात इसके अंदर? क्या खास बात है इसके अंदर? सबने देखा है? क्या खास बात है इसके अंदर? Why it is called as relative? किस कहीं ये नहीं लिखा होता है कि relative index, लिखा रहता है सिर्फ index, लेकिन उसमें लिखा हुआ है relative index.
So location is by class number.
हाँ?
So location is given by class number.
Class number. Location is given by the class number. So what? और दूसरे इंडेक्सेस में और वो जो डीबी का रिलेटिव इंडेक्स है, डू यू फाइंड एनी डिफरेंस? रोज देखते हैं आप इसे? नहीं देखते? देखते हैं? क्या खास बात है? इसीलिए उसका नाम रिलेटिव इंडेक्स दिया है.
It gives information about all the 3 volumes.
3 वॉल्यूम से क्या मतलब है? अगर एक वॉल्यूम होता उसका इंडेक्स होता.
Sir, particular term is related to what? What class number, what subject, what discipline?
That is the point. A particular term is given in relation to which subject, which class number. For example, the term insurance. If you put insurance, so you will find the term insurance has been used in many different subjects. Is it not?
Yes.
So after insurance, they will be listing a number of class numbers. Right? And all those class numbers will belong to different contexts, different subjects in which that term insurance has been used. Is it so?
Yes.
आप लोग नहीं करते क्या? आप लोग भी तो यही करते हैं. Precisely आप लोग क्या करते हैं? आप लोग when you get a title, the easiest method for you is that you pick up the term instead of applying your mind, going from first summary to the last summary and going to schedule. You adopt a shortcut method. What is shortcut method? You pick up the term and then you go to the index, and in index, if 6 different class numbers are given, then you from one class number to the 6th class number, you consult the schedule and pick up the one which you think is most relevant to the title. Do you do this or not?
Yes, sir.
Why do you do this? Because this is the function of relative index. It makes a mention of different subjects in which a particular term has been used in the whole scheme of classification. But I tell you, as a teacher or a teacher of classification also, better thing is to adopt the first method starting from schedule. That will increase to your understanding, to your knowledge, rather than adopting shortcut method. It does not serve purpose for a very long time. Maybe it will serve the purpose for passing the examination, but overall awareness about the scheme of classification, awareness about different branches of knowledge, etc., you don't get, because searching becomes very much limited. You understand? So another way of classification of index is what? Is specific index and relative index. So I have explained relative index. then what will be the specific index? मुश्किल चीज को मैंने एक्सप्लेन कर दी, आसान आप बता दीजिए। हाँ बोलिए, स्पीक आउट। बोलना गलत बोलिए, कोई मसला नहीं, बोलिए।
So there will be only a specific term.
टर्म तो स्पेसिफिक मार्क नहीं है, स्पेसिफिक रेफरेंस नंबर। When one term has one specific number, then it is a specific index. But when one term has a number of reference numbers, it is a relative index. Alright? So we will stop here and we will see the process of indexing from the next. Okay?